What if everything you have been taught about manifestation is incomplete? What if the way you think about creating your future is actually reversed in the quantum field? And what if the secret to unlocking your greatest potential is not in running forward, but in understanding that your manifestation flows backwards, from the unseen into the seen, from the eternal into the temporal, from the already existing into the present moment? You may believe that manifestation begins with you deciding what you want and then waiting for it to appear. You picture the future, you imagine the result, and you think the outcome will arrive from a place ahead of you. But in the quantum world, time does not operate in the way your human mind perceives it. Time is not a straight line stretching from past to present to future. Time is a field. Every possibility already exists. Every version of you is already present. And manifestation does not come from pulling something out of the future. It comes from aligning yourself with what has always been and then letting your physical reality catch up. This is why quantum manifestation works backwards. You do not wait for proof in the physical world before you believe. You believe first, you embody first, you feel first, and then the external world bends, rearranges, collapses, and reshapes itself around your internal state. You think the change starts outside of you, but it starts inside always. Imagine standing at the center of a great library. All the books are already written. Every story of your life has already been authored. In your limited perception, you think you are writing it as you go, moving toward the end. But in the quantum field, every possible version of your story already exists. Manifestation is not writing a new book. It is choosing which shelf to reach for, which book to open, and which story to live out. That is why it feels like it works in reverse. Because what you think of as the future is already here. It does not need to be created, it needs to be claimed. And you do not claim it by waiting, doubting, or chasing. You claim it by aligning your energy with it now. This is the mystery. This is the paradox. And this is why it is so powerful. You may feel resistance to this idea. Your logical mind wants to believe that time is linear. It wants to think, first I act, then I receive. But in truth, the field already holds the reality. Your actions, your emotions, your thoughts are not creating from nothing. They are aligning with the timeline that is already vibrating in the quantum. This is why you sometimes experience synchronicities that feel uncanny. You think about someone and they call. You dream of something and the door opens the next day. You shift your mood and suddenly the world mirrors that shift. These are not coincidences. They are glimpses of how manifestation works backwards. You do not move toward your destiny. Your destiny folds itself toward you when you embody it. This is why ancient spiritual teachings spoke of faith. Faith is not blind belief in something that does not exist. Faith is the recognition that it already does exist, beyond your physical senses. Faith is the alignment with the unseen. And once aligned, the unseen flows backwards, collapsing into the visible, shaping your external life. So today, you are not here by accident. You are here because something inside of you is ready to stop chasing and start embodying. You are here because you are beginning to sense that what you desire is not out there, waiting in the future. It is already in the field. It is already yours. The only question is, will you step into alignment and let it come backwards into your present life? This is the beginning of your journey to understand, to remember, to embody the paradoxical power of quantum manifestation. How the quantum field works beyond time. You have been taught to measure your life by clocks and calendars. Seconds, hours, days, years, all moving in one direction, forward. This structure helps you organize your physical existence, but it is not how reality truly works. The quantum field does not follow the rules of linear time. To the field, all possibilities are simultaneous. Past, present, and future do not exist as separate compartments. They overlap, coexist, and interact as one living whole. Think of a radio. When you tune into a certain frequency, you hear a specific station. To your perception, it feels like that station has arrived. But the truth is, all the stations were already there, broadcasting at the same time. You did not create the music. You aligned with the frequency that allowed you to hear it. This is how manifestation works in the quantum field. The life you desire is already broadcasting. It is not hidden in the future, waiting to be created. It is here, now vibrating at a certain frequency. And when you align yourself, you tune in. This is why waiting never brings results. Waiting keeps you tuned to the station of lack. You are telling the field, I do not have it yet. It is somewhere in the future. And the field reflects that belief back to you. But when you embody the feeling that it is already present, when you shift your state into alignment, you stop waiting and start receiving. The manifestation folds backwards into your present. Time, as you know it, is a construct of human perception. It is like watching a movie frame by frame, thinking each frame is the present moment, when in fact the entire film already exists. From beginning to end, every scene is already recorded. When you sit in the theater, you experience one frame after another, giving the illusion of movement through time. But the real has always contained the whole. Your consciousness moves frame by frame, but the quantum field is the real itself, complete, whole, timeless. This is why powerful shifts happen the moment you decide differently. You may have noticed this. The instant you change your state of being, even before any evidence appears, something inside of you feels different. That feeling is not imagination. It is the echo of the timeline you have already aligned with. Your body begins to respond to the reality that already exists in the field. It is not that you are pulling it forward. It is that you are collapsing into it. Consider déjà vu. You walk into a place you have never been, yet it feels familiar. You have a conversation that seems to repeat itself. You wonder, how could I know this? What you are experiencing is the overlap of timelines, the reminder that your consciousness is not bound by linearity. These moments reveal that the future is not ahead of you. It is beside you, surrounding you, waiting for you to align. The ancients understood this truth in their own language. They spoke of eternity, of the eternal now, of the idea that all things exist at once in the mind of God. Modern physics speaks of the block universe, where time is a dimension, not a line. Spirituality and science converge on the same truth. Time is not what you think. And once you grasp this, manifestation becomes something radically different. You no longer need to beg for what you want. You no longer need to strain, to force, to chase. You only need to align. And alignment happens in the present, always in the present, because the present is the only point where you can touch the field. Think of it this way, the future is like a wave on the ocean. From far away, you cannot see it. You imagine it will arrive later, but in the quantum field, the wave is already formed. It is rolling, moving, alive. When you paddle your board to meet it, you are not creating the wave. You are aligning yourself to ride it. That is how quantum manifestation works backwards. The wave already exists. You position yourself, and it carries you. This changes everything. It means you no longer ask, when will it happen? Instead, you ask, how can I embody it now? Because when you embody it, the illusion of time collapses, and the reality that was always there rushes in. So let this truth settle within you. The quantum field is timeless. All possibilities are here. The future you long for is not waiting to be created. It is waiting to be chosen. And the moment you align, it moves backwards into your present, rewriting your experience of reality. The inversion of logic, being before having. You have been told since childhood that life works in a certain order. First you work, then you earn. First you prove, then you receive. First you have, then you can finally become. This logic has been repeated so many times that it feels unquestionable. It is the rhythm of the world you grew up in. Yet in the quantum field, this order is inverted. Manifestation does not happen because you finally have something. It happens because you become it before you see it. This is why so many people feel trapped in cycles of waiting. They tell themselves, when I have the money, then I will feel secure. When I find the relationship, then I will feel loved. When I achieve success, then I will feel worthy. But in the quantum, the field only reflects who you are being now. If you are being lack, the field shows you more lack. If you are being fear, the field offers you more reasons to fear. If you are being worthiness, then the field reveals the circumstances that mirror worthiness back to you. Being precedes having. It always has. This is the inversion of logic that quantum manifestation asks you to embrace. Think of a mirror. You do not wait for the reflection to change so that you can shift your expression. You smile first, and then the mirror smiles back. It would make no sense to stand in front of the mirror and say, once I see the reflection smile, then I will smile. But this is exactly how most people live their lives. They wait for the external to shift before they allow the internal to change. They wait for proof before belief. Yet in truth, the field responds only when you shift first. This inversion is not easy for the human mind to accept. Your culture teaches you to be logical, rational, linear. You want evidence. You want to see it before you believe it. But the quantum field plays by a different rule. You must believe it before you see it. Imagine planting a seed. You do not demand to see the flower before you water the soil. You nurture it because you know it will grow. Your faith in its unseen life compels you to care for it as if it were already visible. And one day, the flower blooms. Not because it suddenly appeared from nowhere, but because it was always alive within the seed. In the same way, you must embody the state of the reality you want before it is visible. If you want abundance, you live in gratitude and generosity now. If you want love, you embody self-love and openness now. If you want freedom, you release the chains of fear now. You are not pretending, you are aligning. At first, this feels unnatural. It feels like acting. You may hear a voice inside say, "But I do not have it yet. How can I feel it now?" That voice is the conditioned self, trained by the linear world. But the deeper truth is that you cannot receive what you refuse to become. The state comes first, the reality follows. This is why spiritual teachers throughout time have emphasized identity. They did not say, "When you have peace, then you will be peaceful." They said, "Be peace, and you will know peace." They did not say, "When you have light, then you will shine." They said, "Shine, and the light will surround you." It is always being before having. You can test this truth in small ways. Think of a time you decided to feel gratitude even before circumstances gave you a reason. You noticed how your day shifted, how opportunities appeared, how people responded differently. Gratitude became the state, and the state shaped the experience. Or recall a time you carried joy into a space, and suddenly others seemed uplifted. The environment mirrored you. The external rearranged itself to reflect the internal. This is the essence of backward manifestation. It reverses the order you were taught. You do not wait to have in order to be. You are, and then you have. You align, and then you receive. You embody, and then you experience. So when you catch yourself saying, "When this happens, then I will feel better," pause. Remember the inversion. Say instead, "When I feel better, this will happen." This is not denial. It is the mechanics of the field. It is the smile before the reflection. It is the seed before the bloom. It is the state before the circumstance. The moment you embrace this inversion, everything changes. You no longer live in endless waiting. You live in presence. You live in embodiment. And as you embody, the field bends backwards, collapsing realities to match who you have already chosen to be. Consciousness as the bridge between dimensions. You are more than a body, more than thoughts, more than emotions. You are consciousness, the awareness that perceives, chooses, and creates. This awareness is not limited to the boundaries of the physical. It is the bridge that connects dimensions, the thread that ties the seen to the unseen, the visible to the invisible, the finite to the infinite. When you understand consciousness as a bridge, manifestation no longer feels mystical or far away. It becomes natural. Consciousness is the medium that allows you to reach into the quantum field and select a reality. Without it, you are bound to the limitations of the material. With it, you step into dimensions where all is possible. Think of consciousness as the Wi-Fi signal of your being. The device in your hand, your body, can only access what the signal provides. If the signal is weak, the connection falters and possibilities seem limited. But when the signal is strong, suddenly the device connects to an infinite field of information. Your consciousness is that signal. When it is scattered, distracted, or weakened by fear, you only perceive fragments of possibility. But when it is strong, coherent, focused, you access realities that transcend the boundaries of time and matter. This is why meditation, presence, and inner silence are so powerful. They are not just spiritual exercises. They are the strengthening of your signal. They clear the static of noise, align your awareness, and allow you to touch the field where all versions of your life already exist. In silence, you remember your role as a bridge. Consciousness does not belong to the brain. The brain is the receiver, not the source. Like a radio antenna, the brain interprets the frequencies consciousness provides. This is why altered states, dreams, visions, deep meditation can reveal truths your waking mind cannot grasp. In those moments, consciousness expands beyond the physical, showing you glimpses of other dimensions. When you manifest, you are not begging for something outside of you. You are bridging realities with your awareness. You are choosing which version of yourself you will embody. You are collapsing the infinite into the finite, not by force, but by focus. Imagine standing before a vast field of doors. Each door leads to a different reality. Some doors lead to more struggle, others to joy, others to abundance, others to lessons you have not yet faced. You cannot open all the doors at once. But your consciousness, through alignment, chooses which door you walk through. And when you walk through, the room appears. not because it was created in that moment, but because your awareness bridged into it. This is why states of being matter more than circumstances. If your consciousness is filled with fear, you open doors that reflect fear. If your consciousness is filled with trust, you open doors of alignment. The field does not decide for you. It responds to you. And here is the mystery. The bridge works both ways. Not only does your consciousness reach into the field, but the field also flows back through consciousness into your physical world. This is why inspiration arrives suddenly, why intuition whispers, why synchronicities appear. They are not accidents. They are the echoes of the field crossing the bridge into your awareness, guiding you to the door you have already chosen. Some call it prayer. Some call it intention. Some call it resonance. Whatever name you give it, the truth is the same. Consciousness is the bridge. You do not need to push or force. You only need to remember that the bridge is always open. And when you live this way, you stop seeing yourself as small, helpless, or limited. You understand that you are not confined to one narrow path. You are the one holding the bridge between dimensions. You are the one with access to the infinite. And you are the one who chooses, moment by moment, which version of reality collapses into your present. This is why awareness is sacred. Every thought, every belief, every focus of attention is not empty. It is a signal across the bridge. It is a declaration to the field. This is who I am. This is the reality I embody. And the field, without judgment, reflects it back. So the question is not whether the bridge exists. It always does. The question is whether you will cross it with intention, or whether you will let old patterns carry you through doors you no longer want to enter. Your consciousness is the key. Your awareness is the bridge. And once you understand this, manifestation is no longer something mysterious. It is the natural consequence of who you are being in this moment. The role of the body, feeling before seeing. Your body is not separate from the process of manifestation. It is not a passive vessel waiting for the external world to change. It is the first instrument of alignment, the first space where the reality of the quantum field begins to unfold. Before you see the evidence outside of you, you feel the echo inside your body. This is why emotions matter. They are not random reactions. They are signals. They tell you which frequency you are tuned into. Joy, gratitude, peace, these are not just pleasant feelings. They are evidence that your body is resonating with a timeline of abundance and expansion. Fear, lack, and despair are not punishments. They are reminders that your body is out of tune, vibrating with timelines that do not serve your highest self. When you learn to feel before seeing, you unlock the secret of backward manifestation. The body becomes the stage where the new reality rehearses before it performs in the outer world. You may not see the new life yet, but if you can feel it deeply, consistently, authentically, you are already living it in the only dimension that matters, the quantum. The external is simply catching up. Think of how your body responds to memory. You recall a joyful moment, and your heart warms. You remember a fearful event, and your pulse quickens. Yet the memory is not happening now. The body cannot tell the difference between what is physically present and what is vividly imagined. It responds the same way. This is the power of embodiment. When you consciously generate the feelings of your desired reality, your body believes it, and the field reflects it. This is why visualization is not just imagination. It is rehearsal. When you close your eyes and see yourself already abundant, already loved, already free, you are not pretending. You are training your nervous system to recognize the vibration of that reality. You are teaching your cells, your breath, your heartbeat to tune into the frequency of what already exists in the field. And then, when the external circumstances begin to shift, your body recognizes it. It says, yes, this is familiar. I have felt this before, because you have. You lived it first inside, and now it is mirroring outside. Your breath is one of the most powerful tools in this process. Each inhale is a reminder of receiving. Each exhale is a reminder of releasing. Breath is the physical rhythm of alignment. When you breathe with awareness, you tell your body, it is safe to receive what already belongs to me. It is safe to let go of what no longer does. Slowly, your nervous system relaxes, your cells open, and your whole being resonates with trust instead of fear. Notice how the body can feel a shift even before the mind can explain it. Sometimes you walk into a space and feel expanded or contracted without knowing why. Sometimes you meet a person and your body senses resonance or dissonance before words are exchanged. The body knows. It is the instrument closest to the quantum bridge. It feels the alignment first, and then the evidence follows. This is why you cannot ignore your physical signals. If your body is tense, anxious, constantly constricted, it is telling you that you are out of resonance. No amount of forced thinking will override that vibration. But when you tend to your body, when you breathe, move, rest, and care for it, you bring the instrument back into tune, ready to resonate with the field you want to embody. Think of manifestation as a symphony. The quantum field is the orchestra, infinite instruments playing every possible melody. Your body is your personal instrument. If it is untuned, the song you hear is distorted. But when it is aligned, you hear the harmony. You feel the rhythm. You become part of the song you want to experience. So feel before seeing. Do not wait for the external to tell you what is true. Let your body be the proof. Let your heartbeat, your breath, your emotions become the evidence. The moment you can feel it, you are already inside it. And soon, the quantum void. Why nothingness prepares you for everything. Every journey of transformation passes through a space that feels like emptiness. You know this place. It is the silence after the collapse of the old, but before the arrival of the new. It is the pause between breaths, the gap between thoughts, the dark sky before dawn. In the language of the quantum, it is called the void. The void is not absence. It is not failure. It is not punishment. The void is potential. It is the womb of creation, the silent field where infinite possibilities wait to be chosen. Yet to the human mind, the void feels unsettling. You have been trained to equate stillness with stagnation, silence with nothingness, waiting with loss. But in truth, the void is where the deepest alignment happens. Think of a seed planted in the soil. For days, nothing appears. To the eye, it seems like nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, the seed is breaking, expanding, stretching toward life. The unseen work in the dark is what makes the bloom possible. In the same way, the void is the fertile soil of your manifestation. When you are there, something unseen is already reorganizing. This is why quantum manifestation works backwards. Before the external proof appears, the field shifts. And the void is the space where your old patterns dissolve to make room for the new. If you resist it, if you panic and demand evidence too soon, you uproot the seed. But if you trust it, if you allow the silence to hold you, the new reality emerges stronger and deeper than before. Many people fear the void. They rush to fill it with noise, distractions, constant action. They are uncomfortable with nothingness. But manifestation requires the courage to rest in the unknown. The void is the in-between, the sacred pause where you learn to trust beyond sight. Your body feels it. In the void, old emotions rise to the surface. Doubt whispers. Fear trembles. You question whether the leap was real. But this is not regression. It is cleansing. The void brings to light everything that cannot come with you into the new timeline. It strips away the layers, leaving you raw, open, ready to receive. Think of the night sky. When the moon is hidden and the sky is dark, stars become visible. In the same way, when your external evidence disappears, the subtle signs of the quantum become clearer. You begin to notice synchronicities, intuitions, small echoes that remind you. The field is working. Something is unfolding. The void is also where identity shifts. In silence, you are invited to let go of the self that no longer fits. The roles, the labels, the beliefs that once defined you begin to dissolve. At first, this feels like loss, but it is freedom. The void clears the space so that a truer self can emerge. And here's the paradox. The void, which feels like nothing, is actually everything. It is the field of infinite potential. It is where all realities coexist, waiting for your alignment. When you rest in it, you are closer to creation than ever before. So do not fear the void. Embrace it. Let it be the sacred pause between your old story and your new one. Let it be the space where the field rearranges itself backwards into your present. In the stillness, remember, you are not waiting for something to come. You are preparing yourself to receive what is already here. When you trust the void, manifestation accelerates. Because trust is alignment. And alignment collapses timelines faster than effort ever could. The next time you feel the silence, the nothingness, the waiting, shift your perspective. Say to yourself, this is not nothing. This is the preparation for everything. The seed is sprouting. The field is aligning. My new reality is already in motion. The void is not the end. It is the sacred threshold. And if you can sit with it, breathe with it, and trust it, you will see that nothingness was the birthplace of everything you ever desired. The power of alignment, choosing instead of chasing, For most of your life, you have been taught that in order to get what you want, you must chase it. You must work harder, push stronger, strive longer, and sacrifice more. The world glorifies the chase. It rewards constant movement, endless struggle, and the belief that only through effort can you arrive. But in the quantum field, chasing is resistance. When you chase, you declare to the field, "It is not here yet. I must run toward it. I must catch it." And the field mirrors that vibration. It shows you more distance, more lack, more delay. The faster you run, the further away it seems. Alignment, on the other hand, is choosing. It is the decision to embody the frequency of your desired reality without strain, without grasping, without desperation. Alignment says, "It is already here. I choose to live as if it is real now." And because the field responds to being not chasing, the reality begins to fold backwards into your life. Think of chasing love. When you desperately run after it, people sense the grasping energy. They pull away because the vibration of need pushes them. But when you align with love within yourself, when you radiate worthiness and openness, love finds you. You did not chase it. You became it. And by becoming, you chose the timeline where it flows naturally. The same is true with abundance. When you chase money with fear and urgency, it slips away. You make choices from scarcity, and the field echoes scarcity back. But when you align with abundance, when you feel gratitude, generosity, and trust, opportunities flow. Money is drawn to your vibration because you are no longer chasing it. You are embodying the state where it already exists. Chasing comes from the illusion that the field is empty and you must fill it. Alignment comes from the truth that the field is full and you must simply choose. This is why chasing exhausts you, but alignment renews you. Chasing drains your energy because it fights against the field. Alignment energizes you because it flows with the field. Imagine walking into a vast restaurant with an infinite menu. Chasing is like running from table to table, begging for food, demanding that someone bring you what you want. Alignment is sitting down, knowing the kitchen is abundant, and calmly ordering what resonates. One is desperation, the other is choosing, and the field always responds to choice. To align is to declare through your state of being, "This is who I am. This is my reality." It is not arrogance. It is resonance. You are not forcing the field to give you something. You are harmonizing with what already exists. And once harmonized, it cannot help but flow into your life. Alignment is quiet. It is subtle. It is steady. You may not always feel fireworks when you align, but you will feel coherence. You will feel inner peace, a deep knowing, a soft confidence that whispers, "It is already done." And that feeling is the proof that the manifestation is already working backwards into your present. You know the difference in your own life. Think of a time when you desperately chased something, a relationship, an opportunity, recognition. Notice the exhaustion, the disappointment, the way it seemed to slip further away. Now think of a time when you were aligned, when you felt whole, when you trusted, when you simply radiated presence. Notice how things flowed to you without effort, how doors opened without struggle, how the right people appeared without chasing. That is the power of alignment. It chooses instead of chases. It embodies instead of grasps. It remembers instead of begs. So the invitation is simple. Stop running. Sit, breathe, align. Ask yourself, what state do I need to embody now? Knowing that my reality already exists in the field. And then live from that state. The external world will rearrange itself to match. Because manifestation is not about hunting what you do not have. It is about choosing what already belongs to you. Persistence and surrender, trusting the backward flow. To live in the paradox of quantum manifestation, you must learn the delicate dance between persistence and surrender. At first glance, they seem like opposites. Persistence means staying the course, holding the vision, returning to alignment even when the external has not yet shifted. Surrender means letting go, releasing the need to control, trusting the unseen flow. Yet together, they form the perfect posture of backward manifestation. Persistence is the root that keeps you grounded in the reality you have chosen. It is the decision to return, again and again, to the state of being that aligns with your desired life. Even when doubt whispers, even when old patterns tempt you, even when external evidence has not yet appeared, you persist by remembering, "I am already inside the leap. The field is already aligning." Surrender is the breath that keeps you open. It is the release of grasping, the softening of urgency, the trust that the backward flow is unfolding without your interference. You do not micromanage the seed in the soil. You water it, you tend to it, and you trust it will grow. Surrender is the act of allowing the quantum field to do what only it can do. Rearrange infinite possibilities until the one you have aligned with collapses into your life. When you combine persistence and surrender, you become unstoppable. Persistence without surrender becomes control, tension, obsession. It keeps you trapped in resistance. Surrender without persistence becomes passivity, apathy, drifting. It keeps you stagnant, but together, they create flow. You persist in alignment and you surrender the outcome. You embody the state, and you release the timeline. You act from trust, not from fear. This is how you learn to ride the backward flow. You no longer panic in the void. You no longer chase out of lack. You no longer doubt because the evidence has not yet appeared. You persist in your chosen state, and you surrender to the rhythm of the field. And soon, what seemed far away bends itself into your present. This backward flow is the mystery and the gift. It frees you from waiting, from striving, from chasing. It reminds you that manifestation is not about dragging the future into the present, but about letting the already existing present rearrange itself around you. So trust it. Trust that your leap is already in motion. Trust that your body's feelings are the first signs. Trust that the void is not empty but fertile. Trust that alignment is stronger than chasing. Trust that persistence and surrender are not contradictions, but companions. And above all, remember, you are not creating from nothing. You are remembering what already exists. You are tuning into the station that has always been broadcasting. You are walking through the door that was always open. You are claiming the reality that has always belonged to you. Quantum manifestation works backwards, and that is why it is so powerful. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and activate the bell so you won't miss the next insight. Remember, every choice you make collapses a quantum possibility. Choose the reality where your true self is free.